Hi! Today we're going to be drawing a portrait or a face of a person with two eyes, a nose, a mouth, and crushing fears that you're going to get your proportions wrong, which happens all the time, including to myself. You can't really escape it, no matter how much you try. But that's why we have the liquify tool in Photoshop, and that's why I'm a digital artist. If the last time you drew a face looked like a confused thumb, then don't worry about it. We're gonna go through this process step by step together. Mind you, I'm not a teacher. That is not my profession, but here I am, teaching. All right, so first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna draw a stunning circle. Yes. I love that circle. That's a great circle. Next thing we're gonna wanna do is create a line that goes all the way down. I'm talking from the top left corner all the way down to the bottom left corner. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Then typically I'm gonna do a 3/4 front view, but I think I wanna do like a profile, almost 3/4 front face. So usually I'll draw like the ear here, which is like, you know, stunning. It's a half circle, we love that. Well, kind of like a half oval. And then, don't mind me, I'm probably just gonna draw this ear out. So what happens is the top of your ear typically always aligns with your eye. So what I'm gonna do here is take a red line here so I can show you guys. And then you're gonna wanna draw a straight line across just like that. That's probably gonna go towards where your eyebrow is for the face. You're gonna do the same thing on the bottom of the ear, and that's kind of where it's gonna align with the bottom of the nose. Since this is a profile, I'm gonna actually go ahead and do this little half circle where the nose bridge meets. And then I'm gonna draw my big nose because I like drawing big noses. But funny enough, when I end up rendering the drawing, I'll typically like liquefy the nose to be smaller. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little mouthy mouth, you know, where the mouth is mouthing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little lower lippy action where the lower lip is. And I am pretty much almost done with this face. Isn't it looking stunning? I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a jaw action, and we're gonna connect that to the bottom of the ear, obviously. When I'm doing a drawing of like a person, I'll end up just kind of putting in the eyelashes like I'm doing here, and a little bit of the brows here. It kind of gives me an idea of where the eyebrow and eyes are gonna be. I know, and you're probably wondering, wow, this is a non-serious tutorial, but we live in the world of like digital art. We have liquify. All right, here I'm gonna go ahead and do a little triangle shape. I've noticed like whenever I've seen some anime artists, they always do like a little triangle shape if it's like, you know, a 3/4 front or a profile view to kind of showcase where the eyeball is. All right, here's where the neck is gonna be. I'm gonna do a little circle here to show that the neck is a 3-dimensional object, and it's gonna connect down into like the collarbone, and it's gonna connect into the chest. So I'm not gonna really focus on drawing the chest and collarbone and all that. Actually, I might just like figure that out as I'm continuing the painting. But for the purpose of drawing a head, we're gonna just go ahead and stick to this. I think I'm probably gonna speed up the video so that it goes by faster. But what I'm gonna do, and what I think is actually pretty good to try out at least, is for you guys to try and draw out the forms of the face. Because whenever you're drawing a character or an object or anything, it's obviously going to be an object, right? It's a form and it has 3 dimensions. That means there's going to be planes all over the face. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a blue color here, and I'm going to just go through the face and kind of describe where I think the light is going to hit these planes. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this before, but you see that sun? Yeah, that is where the light is gonna come for me in my painting. And I say planes as in like surface area. So, you know, when you think about the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, they all have very specific form. I'm gonna do a blue outline of what the face form looks like. I'm not gonna use a reference because I've drawn a lot of faces before, And although it's probably recommended that you use a reference, in fact, I recommend everybody use a reference because that is the best way to learn. I am crazy and I just don't do that. I don't know why. I think like I would be a 15 times better artist if I just used reference, but I'm out here using no reference. But anyway, so if my planes look kind of weird, that's because I'm not using reference and I'm just like thinking about it in my mind. Okay, anyways. The nose is kind of weird. It's like this alien shape. I don't know why it looks like this, but it's, I don't know, it's an interesting thing that has evolved in humanity. Okay, we're done. So as you can see, this is kind of looking a little crazy, but that's because I was trying to sort of show you guys, like, I would never normally do this, by the way, although it actually does really help. Like, if I were to do this all the time, then my drawings will all come out bomb. But ain't nobody got time for that. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna just show you guys. These are the planes that I've kind of described in my face. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this image with like a color, maybe like a blue face. I'm gonna make this girl like an elf or like an alien, and she's gonna have blue skin. That's kind of what I wanna do. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and fill in all the areas where I think are gonna be in shadow. Like for sure these spots are going to be in shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all these in and then I'll come back soon. Alright, so here we have sort of a baseline of what I think the face shading is going to look like here. I'm going to lower this opacity a little bit. And does she have hair? Because right now she doesn't have hair. So I'm probably gonna give her hair. You know, does she have a hat? Is she like a hunter girl? Oh, that's way too complicated. So for now, I'm just gonna give her hair, you know, which is great. Maybe a middle part, because I have a middle part. Biased, sorry guys. We're gonna give her some stunning long hair, because I just love long hair. We're gonna go ahead and fill in this hair color so it actually has like a tone to it. It's not just like flat. Probably gonna give her black hair because ain't nobody got time to pick all these colors and be out here picking colors. Black hair will do. She kind of looks like a Na'vi from Avatar. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go back into the planes and I'm gonna add some highlights to the cheeks. Like I said before, I want the light to come from above her and just kind of like hit her cheek like she just put on some really good highlighter and like it looks really, really fire on her skin. You know what I mean? Not actual fire, but like liquid. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I just want it to pop her cheek. And then it's probably gonna hit the tip of her nose bridge right here. And it's probably gonna like hit a little bit of her chin, her chinny chin. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that I've finished her neck area, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this video so I can start doing some color adjustments and maybe add some like low light and shade, not shade, like I'm not trying to throw shade at her, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed up the video and what I would typically do for drawing a face, but in this case, I'm gonna leave all of the planes and stuff so you guys can still see. But in the final version, I'm gonna actually just paint over everything and I'm gonna make it look like how I would normally draw a face. I'm back. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some variation? No, not variation. You know when a plant has different tones in the leaf? Wait, hold on, let me look this up. Oh my God, I can't believe I actually am having a brain fog. Like, English is not my first language. Variegation refers to the appearance of differently colored zones on plant foliage, stems, or flowers, creating a speckled, striped, or patchy pattern. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna give her variegation, but I'm gonna give her some nuance in her face. So it's not just all blue. Because obviously, when you look at my face, wow, I look crazy. And usually, typically around the nose, lips, ears, fingers, elbows. I don't know why I know this, but I know this. Typically around those areas, it's a little bit more red tone than what the actual skin color is. In this case, her skin's blue, so I'm gonna go ahead and make her nose area appear a little more purple and her ear area appear a little purple. I'm just gonna grab like a saturated red. And that way, it appears more realistic and more stunning, if you will. Like I've said in the beginning of this video, we do have the liquify tool, which is this incredible tool. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If you haven't, it is under filter, liquify. So from here, you can literally push her nose out all the way like this, or her chin out. She kind of looks like I don't know, a witch or something, or a goblin. But I'm not gonna do that, but I just wanted to show you guys that at this point of the stage, it's a great idea to grab some reference and just check out your proportions. If your proportions are off, you need to make sure that they're looking a little decent and accurate to what you're drawing, or who you're drawing. Obviously in stylization, like if you wanted to make someone's nose super big, you totally could. It's completely up to you. In my case, I'm gonna make her look like a high fashion model who's an alien from another planet that happens to have blue skin and is an elf. So, I'm gonna go ahead and liquify her face quite a bit, and I'm gonna render out this painting, and I will check back soon with pretty much what I've got. So if you made it this far, congrats, and I'm excited to see some of you guys' work. If you happen to create a drawing based on this tutorial, I would love to hear from you guys. Just send me a message on Instagram @BoraDraws, or respond to this video and let me know how it's going for you guys. I'm gonna continue working, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay guys, this is kind of where I landed with the portrait. I went a little crazy and I gave her some scars and I gave her 2 ears, and it's looking a little whack, to say the least. I'm probably gonna do a little time lapse of me painting this, but yeah, let's take a look. So, before we had it kind of like this, and she was looking cute and whatever, but I had to just kind of go over it. In here, there's just different layers. I really don't go really crazy with my layers. I actually try my best to make sure that I use the least layers as possible, because I find that when I work, there's too many layers and I get really overwhelmed. I'm gonna keep painting her, and I will see you soon so we can check out the finished look. Alright, I think we're done. I just kind of added some crazy textures. I literally went on Google, I typed in like marble texture, and then I added like a marble texture on top, and then I literally like liquefied it and like used my mixer brush to just do some cool smudges on top. And I added some different color variation on top of the whole thing, so it looked really pretty and, you know, aesthetic, and I unified all those colors together. But yeah, this is the final drawing. I hope you guys like it. I spent quite a lot of time working on it, and you know what? I'm actually really enjoying it. I haven't had that much time to create stuff for myself, like I mentioned in my intro video, so this was actually really cathartic and nice for me to sort of go back to just drawing random-ish that I enjoy doing. Portraits are always fun to do. I feel like drawing faces and, you know, drawing people, it's always a good time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I worked pretty hard on it. I don't really know how to edit, so I'm figuring that out. I'm literally using iMovie to edit my videos. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!